Welcome back to Thrifty Whiskey. I'm Josh.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Eric.
And we're going to drink this whiskey without knowing what it is. Joyce, what are we drinking today?
Today you are drinking George Dickel Number 8. George Dickel Number 8 is a Tennessee whiskey from Cascade Hollow Distilling. Number 8 represents the recipe that forms the whiskey in this bottle. However, what recipe number 8 refers to beyond that remains a mystery, as all of the Tennessee whiskey made at Cascade Hollow has the same mash bill of 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley. The number 8 recipe is said to be 5 to 7 years old. We paid the average price of $20 for this bottle, but your prices may vary. Enjoy!
Thanks, Joyce. Let's dive in and see what we think of this whiskey.
Ooh, I haven't got it close and I'm smelling it.
Floral.
Floral and lemongrass.
Yes.
Lemongrass, I agree with. Floral, not so much.
Well, it's like has like this like herbally sweetness.
Herbally, I agree with.
Yeah.
Floral, not so much.
Yeah, almost like a lemongrass or a lemon thyme. I'm definitely going herbal.
Almost like a hot toddy.
Now that you say that, I would use this for a hot toddy.
I don't know if I'd use this for a hot toddy, but I think it smells like a hot toddy.
Whoa.
Do you go for a sip?
Yes.
Does it do the same thing on the finish to you guys as it does on me? And it starts weak and gets stronger?
I think you're just having acid reflux today.
Nope.
No, it's like a tsunami. It's like the wave comes out and it's real soft and then you're getting nailed. Right at the finish, I'm getting big time tobacco.
That's what it is, yes. I could not put my finger on what that note was. It's tobacco, yeah.
Yeah, big time tobacco.
Shoot.
What'd you do?
Well, I put whiskey on my hands so I could smell it. I'm getting this beef jerky note, but I think it's because I had beef jerky today at the office. I'm getting a slight like cherry note, maybe like a grapey note.
This is excitingly complex.
It has a little bit of spice, but overall the mouthfeel is really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like not like super viscous, but a little viscous.
I love that tobacco.
Ooh.
I'm getting that tobacco, or some, I don't know if it's tobacco, but I'm getting some sort of like, almost like tobacco spice. Not like just like leathery tobacco or like that area, but like a Sumatra wrapper. And honestly, I'm still getting beef. I don't know if it's my hands. I'm gonna go like wash my hands real quick and just water.
You okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Is it really hugging you?
Yeah.
I'm getting beef jerky on this. And then behind the beef jerky, a little bit of a grape note.
Grapes and beef jerky. I can tell you, I'm not getting either of those things.
To me, adding the water enhances the tobacco.
Yes.
The tobacco is the beef jerky I'm getting.
Maybe. That makes sense.
Like a smoky beef jerky. So
Yeah.
tobacco, smoky. I think I liked it better without water.
I could go either way. I really could go either way.
This is the first one tonight that I'm like, I would use that as a mixer.
I don't think I'd use this as a mixer.
I'd use it as a mixer. I'd use it to go straight.
I don't feel like the flavors in this are robust enough for me for a mixer, but I guess what kind of cocktail are we making with this?
That's the hard part. Depends on what other ingredients I have.
I could go neat. I could go mixer. I still think this would be a great hot toddy whiskey, especially with the hot toddy notes.
Yeah, I do actually think this would be really good in a hot toddy.
I think if you want like a plain hot toddy, you don't want the spicy notes of like the bourbon that's usually in hot toddy.
I just think that the flavors would enhance each other. I think the honey that you put in the hot toddy is going to enhance the honey that's inherent in this.
Sure.
I think the lemon that you add in a hot toddy is going to enhance this. And I think the tea is going to enhance the tobacco flavors.
Oh, see, I don't put tea in my hot toddies.
Oh, okay, see.
Mine's just honey, lemon juice, and bourbon with hot water.
Oh, okay. Mine is tea.
Yeah, tea is definitely going to mine, which the notes on this complement but aren't the same as what the other ingredients are.
If I had a fruity tea, I think I would do this. Yeah, I think I'd want like a berry tea.
I'd just go straight black tea.
No, I think I'm with you. I think a berry tea, I'm going to drop the lemon, but a berry tea with honey. And this,
we're going to dive into ratings. Eric, start us off, please.
I am going to go straight 3s on this one. The nose and the palate were both, I like the notes. They weren't exceptional. They're pretty, I don't want to say standard or plain, because they weren't. They were interesting notes to me, but they weren't like so great that I would run out and grab this whiskey. The nose I thought was inviting and complex enough. The palate I thought was inviting and complex enough. The finish though, I wanted to give it a 1. I really did. But that tobacco note and that hug were just so good. That part, I'm like, yeah, it's a 4 or 5. So I'm giving it a 3.
To me, the nose was this one's weak point, and I loved it. I'm actually going to go with a 4 on the nose. I really like the lemon. I like the honey. I like the tea. I just love that whole hot toddy aroma that we were getting out of this. Actually, I take that back. That is not the weak point. The palate was the weak point. I'm going 3.5 on the palate. I found it to be just a little bit too soft at first, but it blended well with what you were getting off the nose. The nose was rather soft and dainty. The palate started out soft and dainty, and then wham, it just hits you like a tidal wave with that finish. And that finish was the strong point for me. I'm going with a 5 on the finish. I love that tobacco. I love that really heavy thump I got in my chest after I drank it. This one's going on my shelf. You look like you're about to throw down.
No. The thing is, I agree with you 100% on that finish. It was...
But you wanted to give it a 1.
I wanted to give it a 1 at first, but I think that's tainting my score. Because I felt then the finish, and the real finish is a 4 or a 5 for me. I actually want to update my score to a 4.5.
I'm going to go with a 3.5 for the nose. I'm going to go with a 4 for the palate. I'm going to go with 3 for the finish.
You want to explain?
Nope, not really.
All right, cool. That's fine.
No, I got fruit notes here. I got the spiciness. I got some of the tobacco. But I like fruit notes, and that was good. I thought that it was a really smooth whiskey. I thought it was a good mouthfeel. Not a whole lot to say. I didn't get as much of this tobacco. I didn't get much of this hug as you guys got, or kick in the chest. All right, so that's our ratings. We're going to dive into our guesses. We want to know what kind of whiskey we think this is, what proof we think this is, how much we think retail is, and how much are we willing to pay for this bottle.
I'm going to go bourbon. That kick puts it over the edge and some of the flavors that I was getting. I'm going to stick at I'm going to go 90 proof. Price point, I'm going to say retail at 25, and I would pay 22 to 25.
I'm also going bourbon. I'm going 87 proof. I'm going to say this is a $24 bottle. I would honestly probably pay 30.
I'm having a hard time right now because I'm trying to debate between a bourbon and an Irish. And my thought process is, if this is Irish, I think it's a really good Irish, and I'd probably pay like $25 for it. But if it's a bourbon, I actually think it's probably like a low, if it's a bourbon, I don't think I'd pay this much for a bourbon. Usually, when I think a bourbon is an Irish, it means it's like a low bottom shelf budget bottle of bourbon. I'm going to go Irish. I'm going to go 85 proof. As a middle ground between 80 and 90. I'm going to go retail 25. I pay 23. We're going to move on to reveal the bottle, but before we do, if you like what we're doing, leave a comment down below and give us a little like button right there. And now the bottle reveal. So today we drank
Pure Leaf Levi Garrett tobacco.
Today we drank Dickel Number 8.
That's one better than a number 7 that's very popular.
George Dickel Number 8 Tennessee Whiskey. Which I'm going to say it. Mm-hmm. Tennessee Whiskey is a subtype of bourbon. Let the anger ensue down in the comments. No age statement, but reported to be 5 to 7 years, supposedly. Cask type is new charred oak with a number 4 char on the barrel and a number 2 char on the head. General price $20. We paid $20.
Okay, so from what you said, why isn't this a bourbon?
It is a bourbon. Because it's Tennessee Whiskey. So it says Tennessee Whiskey right here in the front, right?
Right.
The only difference between Tennessee Whiskey and bourbon is that they take bourbon and they run it through a charcoal process before going into the barrel called the Lincoln County process. They use maple charcoal. It's unique to Tennessee. That is the legal definition in Tennessee. Like Tennessee has made of state law. It says this is what Tennessee Whiskey is. With one loophole for a distillery that was around in Tennessee and calling themselves Tennessee Whiskey way before the law, so they made like a little loophole for that one distillery. Doing the Lincoln County process does not violate the rules of bourbon. If you look at our national or our international trade agreements, which is the only federal document that talks about Tennessee whiskey, it refers to it as a bourbon made in Tennessee. So, therefore, Tennessee whiskey, a subtype. I'm not going to call it the same thing as bourbon. I'm going to give it as a subtype of bourbon.
I don't know, but that's delicious.
I liked it. And it is going on my shelf.
I said I'd pay 30, so for 20, I'll definitely buy it.
No, Eric, you're not finding this in Pennsylvania.
Oh, man. Do I have to go to Ohio?
Yep.
All right.
You sure
Here
do.
I come, Ohio. I'm just making a shopping list.
Ratings from around the web. Distiller, 80. Whiskey Advocate, 84. Wine Enthusiast, 91. Really wide range there. The most common tasting notes from around the web were on the nose, honey, corn, apple, and caramel. Palate, spice, sweet, honey, corn, mint, creamy, oak, and soft. Finish, medium oak, chalky, spice, and tannin. So as we talked about in the George Dickel 8-Year Bourbon episode, a lot of people get a mineral note from Dickel, and therefore a little bit like of a Flintstones vitamin. Mm-hmm. I didn't necessarily get that. I got the grape. I got a grapey note.
Been a long time since I had a Flintstones vitamin. I might have to take one just to get that flavor profile back in my brain.
Dang it, Ohio.
No, dang it, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Dang it, Pennsylvania.
Dang it, Pennsylvania. Now I have to go to Ohio.
Anyways, that's what we think of this whiskey. If you like what we're doing, give us a like down below. Give us a comment on what you think of this whiskey, what you think we should match it up against, and what your thought is on the debate about Tennessee being bourbon, because legally it is. Until next time, may the winds of fortune sail you.
May you sail a gentle sea.
May it always be the other guy who says,
This drink's on me.